I don't tend to review flashlights, but this is one that I've found to be really useful, handy, and this is the second one I own. I bought a second one not because the first one broke, it's just I find them to be really useful. So what this is, it's called the Nebo, Nebo, Big Larry flashlight. I actually call it a work light, and that's kind of why I find it cool. So a lot of you guys own umpteen amounts of just handheld flashlights, right? All of us kind of have a lot of handheld flashlights. How this one's different is it has this kind of proprietary, I forget the technology, you guys can thoroughly educate me in the comments down below, but it has this LED strip, and it has a magnetic base, and instead of being a spotlight, it fans. It has a really wide, kind of solid beam. So in a second, I might turn all these lights off and illuminate the room and the world around you. But real quick, I left the tag on this one, and it has, on high, it puts out 400 lumens for 4.5 hours. On low, it puts out 160 lumens for 15 hours. And it has a red hazard flasher, which lasts for 40 hours. It comes in a multitude of colors. I don't know exactly all the colors. I think yellow, black, maybe blue, maybe green. I got red just because I have enough black flashlights, and I find red and bright colors easier to find in case if I'm looking for it. A little harder to lose, I guess. So real quick, it is exactly 7.5 inches long and roughly in diameter 7/8 of an inch, and then the tube diameter is maybe 3/4, or not 5/8, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So they also make a smaller version, which is just called the Big, or the Nebo Larry, I believe. So this is called the Big Larry. They make a smaller version, which I haven't tested, and it has reduced brightness, reduced runtime, but it is lighter and more compact. I think it has a pocket clip. It will be a little bit shorter. I think it might only run on 2 AA batteries, and it's plastic, if I didn't say that already. So this one is aluminum, and it's brighter, it's a little bit bigger, and that's kind of why I picked this one over just the standard Larry. The brightness setting, like I already said, it has 400, 160, and the red hazard flasher. Now, the 400 is pretty impressive for 4.5 hours. I find myself using the 160 lumen, the second setting, and it's really good for a work light. Whether you have to fix something on your house, it's the middle of winter with lots of darkness, so you need, to illuminate. Maybe you're doing a house project up in an attic where there's not electricity, and you just need some basic lighting. Maybe you're stuck on the side of the highway, you're trying to change a tire. You can magnet this to your upper fender, so you can see what you're doing. It has that red hazard flasher if you wanted to alert people around you. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not a super high end, so the price on it, I think, is between $20 and $25, maybe a little bit more. So it's a very budget friendly option, and I like the fact I've actually used this sometimes for nighttime hiking, and just holding it like a torch, and it really just lights up. It's like a headlight. It's a personal headlight sort of. So as I'm walking, I just hold this, and I find it a little easier and more conducive than illuminating, so you can use a headlamp, but if you don't have a headlamp, I find it kind of weird to hold a flashlight to illuminate in front of me. But holding this, the other thing is I've mounted it to a backpack strap. And again, this isn't really an outdoors light, but it could certainly be used for that. And what I'm kind of thinking of is car camping, or a campsite light, right? So many people use lanterns, LED lanterns, or propane lanterns, and this could be used at a campsite. A lot of times at campsites, the picnic tables, they use those carriage bolts, so that's metal, so you could attach this so it wouldn't really fall over as easy. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I have used it in a tent, and it really lights up a tent really bright. I just stuck it in the net at the top of my tent, so it had to shine through the netting, and I had it on this setting, and it lit up the tent really good. So I'm going to turn the lights off, and I'll just show you the different brightnesses real quick. Okay guys, so I have a blanket about maybe 10 feet away, just kind of a backdrop. So the first is going to be the 400 lumen, and I'm holding it horizontally. So you can see it cranks out a lot of light. The second is 160 lumens, and the third is a flash. I will say, if you really want to freak your kids out during like a blackout, just have a couple of these on the flashing lights just to like freak them out. So hopefully you guys can see, it's really bright. Again, I'm not going to do a long distance. It's not like a throw type flashlight. It's a very floody flashlight, but what I like about it is it's just a solid wall of light. So it doesn't have a hot spot and spill and stuff like that. It's a solid flashlight. This is the low setting, and I still have excellent visibility to like light up a room or something like that. And then the red flasher. The red flasher inside is actually kind of cool. You could have a lot of fun with that. So again, hopefully you guys like that little demonstration. Again, it wasn't like a super complex test. I'm not going to test the real light output and stuff like that. But I mean, overall, a really simple light. As a preparedness light, as a blackout light, that's what I use the other one for. In case you lose power, it really illuminates your house, depending on the size of your house, but it throws out a lot of light. And I like the fact that on that 160 lumen, you have 15 hours, right? You can run it on rechargeable AA batteries. I've done that before. But I think what's in here now maybe is like lithium batteries, maybe standard alkaline. But I mean, either way, I don't think I've changed the battery in either one of them yet. So hopefully you guys like this video. Leave it in comments down below if you want specific questions on this flashlight. Give this video a big thumbs up, and like always, go back to my homepage, watch some of my current videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe.